Ahoy rum explorers and lovers.
Hey, this is Zhumir from Ready Set Rum. How you guys are doing today? We are here.
Back again.
And today we have even more great rums for you guys. Last time we only did one, right? But today, I discovered that Nia is Ecuadorian.
Big guns, bringing out the big guns.
Exactly. So
three bottles today.
Yep. All right. So Nia, tell us all about the great rums that we have in front of us.
So today we have San Miguel, and we have two versions of it. This is a black rum, they call it. It's a 7-year-old rum. It'll be interesting to see. We're trying to see what the difference is between this one and this one. They call this one a premium rum, but in reality they didn't disclose anything besides that they're both done in American oak, and that was it.
Right. And guys, don't forget to subscribe. Before we get any further into this, subscribe. Blow up all our channels. Like, help Nia get to 1,000, help me get to 2,000. Let's grow this channel, guys. Right? You guys are watching our channels. It's free. Just click that button. Subscribe. All right. So, as Nia was saying, we got the San Miguel Black 7. So these are all Ecuadorian rums. So
yes, they are.
Ecuadorian rums mean they're most likely, in fact, they're not most likely. The company actually says they're Celera blends, right? So we have the Black 7, which the black is really just the color. Right, the black is the color on the
and
bottle.
Black on the bottle, exactly.
Right, because you see, we'll pour just now, and you'll see more about that. And then we have this one, which is the San Miguel Celera, which I guess is the most premium.
Yes.
Right. So, and then what about this one? Tell us more about Zhumir. How do you pronounce
Zhumir.
that? Zhumir. Okay. So, my Spanish is terrible, and also I don't know anything about this brand. Right. So, Nia is gonna correct me a lot on anything Spanish or pronunciation as we go through this video. So tell me about this brand. Tell me, what do you think about it?
So this one is going to be very interesting. They're all sugar cane,
right?
But this one also makes aguardiente, so it'll be interesting to see how different their rum is versus their aguardiente.
Right. And this is their most premium bottle. It says it's the bicentennial celebration Celera 18-year rum. Packaging is amazing. Like, when I saw the picture of this, I told my coworker that, hey, get that for me. I honestly was trying to get the Ron Canuto, which is also from Ecuador, but they couldn't get it. They kept on saying that in Ecuador, they actually just export it to Europe. They don't actually sell it on the island, on the country like that. I said island. All right, so yeah, most rums come from islands. Ecuador, definitely not an island. All right, so you have tasted Zhumir's aguardiente. You haven't tasted the rummers yet, right?
I'm very nervous because, like I told you, that aguardiente almost killed me a couple of times.
All right, so hopefully, the bicentennial is going to be a bit smoother. All right, so presentation wise, I think they're doing a pretty good job on presentation. All these bottles, they're pretty good.
This one's okay. Like, I know we both like cork, so this whole twist off situation, it's a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, to say something's premium and you have a twist off cork, is it really premium? But the black bottle, which really is just the black on the outside, it's Black 7 extra añejo. So pretty much Celera, the oldest rum in there is 7 years, and then it goes down to the younger rums. But it's pseudo. It's like, just on the brink of not being premium kind of thing. And then there's actually a premium here with a cork, a wooden cap cork stopper.
That bottle is beautiful.
Yeah, always love it. To me, honestly, it was kind of simple. It's kind of simple, but the writing of the gold on the front and stuff like that, I liked it. I like, it's to me, it's like, it kind of reminds me of like it was designed in the 80s or something. Something about it just seems like back in the 80s where everyone was like, big shirt collars kind of thing. I just feel like someone was wearing a big shirt collared suit, right? With a big glasses
like
on.
Miami Vice
kind of style, drinking some of these, right? So this is the Ron San Miguel Celera Añejo, and this is supposed to be the most premium of that line. So, I would say that the presentation kind of upgrades as you go this way.
For sure.
Right?
Definitely.
This one in the fancy box that's cut out in the middle. The seal hasn't been broken as yet. I haven't tasted this thing. So we're gonna be breaking the seal just for you guys
That's
today.
awesome.
All right, so today we have the Ecuadorian rum review. All right, we talked about the presentation, we talked a little bit kind of the history.
Yes.
All right, let's get into the pouring.
Let's do it.
Let's get into the pouring. All right, so we're gonna start with the first one. And that's one of the things that,
Oh, and the other thing
it does is that you have a lot to drink over there.
And then the other thing that I thought was really interesting is these were all distilled at altitude, and because they're Celera, you have the angel share that goes
Right.
away, kind of like the same concept of Zacapa.
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is probably going to be the first rum review of this kind, of this variety of Ecuadorian. So YouTube's first.
Exactly. And that is right. I haven't looked it up. I haven't really seen anyone go through all these
YouTube's
rums
first
like this.
ever. Coloring, really light amber.
No, I would say it's almost like a gold. Like I don't. Yeah, there's barely any amber in that. At least for the amounts that I have in my glass. You have a ton there. Like you're gonna be drinking a lot today.
I was hoping it was gonna pour just a little, but I was like, okay, maybe if I tip it all the way over.
Oh man, that's a lot. All right, so this is a 7-year. It's gold in color. I'm waiting for the legs. The legs is kind of thin. It's running down, which is expected. 7-year Celera just means the oldest rum is 7, and then you go down to probably 3 or something, right?
Yeah.
So it's a blend, and it's a blend going to a lighter.
Yeah, and all of these are
age.
Celera, and they're all blends.
Right. All Celera, all different amounts. Some we have more information on others. This one, it's 7 years, so I'm assuming it's 7 year is the oldest. This one does not say how much it is. If anyone could write down in the comments and let me know what exactly is this blend for the San Miguel 1952 Celera. All right, so let's get to the nose. It's a bit alcoholic, not very burny. Light, very light nose, a little fruity, but nothing much.
And both of these said vanilla notes, but I don't really.
Yeah, I don't.
The
really
dried fruits, yes, a little bit fruity, like on the dried fruit side.
Honestly, it smells. It's weird. I'm smelling like I'm smelling a clean, as if like almost like a fragrance clean, as if like you're washing with soap or something. I don't know, there's a weird smell in there. It's almost like a light Bed Bath and Beyond kind of smell.
Oh wow.
It's a bit. Bed Bath and Beyond have a lot of smells, so I don't know which one this is, but I do get this this perfume.
Maybe like some essential oils. Is that what you mean?
Maybe it's you know what it is. At my kitchen at home, my wife always have kitchen lemonade or one of those citrus smells, but it's not those weird.
Okay.
It's slightly kind of artificial smelling, but it's like one of those hand washes that has a lemon scent.
Yeah.
It kind of smells kind of like that.
And this is gonna sound crazy, but to me, it kind of smells like when you're in Ecuador and you're in the mountains, kind of like a little bit of earthiness and like humidity. To me, the more I smell it, like volcanic soil.
Okay, so the more you're talking, I'm smelling it.
And you're getting it too?
What I am getting is almost like a herb, almost like a rosemary. And there's some sort of herb in there as well.
I really get that.
But definitely I'm getting some cleaning product as well. This is
scary. That's very scary.
It's unique. All right, so
okay, let's try this.
Let's get to the tasting.
That's really sweet. I did not expect that.
Okay. Yeah. It's not really sweet, but very strong in the citrus, which I wasn't getting. I wasn't getting that type of citrus. I'm getting like a sweet orange on the tasting, on the palate. Swarming on the palate. A little bitterness on the end. A bit, honestly, to me, I got a lot more flavor than I expected. From nosing it, from just seeing the legs, from just watching it, I just did not expect.
Yeah, me neither.
I didn't expect so much.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm pleasantly surprised. All right, guys. As much as I don't like the screw cap, all right, Nia was hating on the black bottle kind of thing. It is good. And I'm pretty sure bottles of these, like honestly, I think I paid like $35 for this one, 25 for that. That's probably like what, $20 or so.
Yeah, this was $20 for $20.
So $20 in Ecuador. I don't really see it in the US.
No, I haven't seen. I haven't seen. Maybe in some bodega in Miami.
Right. Yeah,
you might find it.
Yeah, I haven't seen. All these rums are imported straight out of Ecuador. So we're giving you Ecuadorian prices that we translate into US dollars, right? So $20. I think it was about 25, maybe $30. This is like $35.
I have the same bottle, the labeling on it. My dad got me this one and this one at the airport, so it's without taxes because obviously it's duty free. But I think this one was like $35, right, or $40 max.
All right, and so I think maybe I paid. I know I paid more for that one.
Yeah, but it's a bicentennial,
right,
so I could see where you'd pay like 40, 45, even $50 for something of that.
All right, yeah, I've had this for a while. I think I got this before the pandemic started, or just when the pandemic started. So pretty sure. I can't remember exactly the prices, but I know I didn't pay more than $50, right? I think I paid him for all the rums he brought me. I probably gave him $100. So
that makes sense.
That was like, say this was 50, this was 35, and then honestly the other two was like $20. Yeah, that makes sense. That
when you think about it,
yeah,
and especially when you look at the bottles when you go to like a liquor store for $20, you don't expect something like this. That's
honestly,
really good.
It's really good. A sweetness hits your palate immediately. Like honey. It's smooth. I get the vanilla.
Yeah, on the palate. Now
I just
I'm getting
got the vanilla. So I got the vanilla on the palate. Got some sweetness straight off the bat. As it hits your tongue, you get a sweetness. You get the vanilla. You swallow, you get a little bitterness, a little warmth, but definitely a rum.
Worth.
Yeah, $20. I'll buy 20 of them. All right, this is good stuff. This is really good stuff. I'm happy with that one. I'm definitely happy with that one.
Okay, sounds good. I'll share. And don't forget, you can get samples of this. Just DM me or email me. I'd be happy to share. As I always say, the best rum is shared rum with friends. So if you want to try this out, this is pretty good. Thanks, Dad, for getting me this bottle. You're the best.
And your best friends are rum friends.
Yes, they are.
Definitely. All right, so this one definitely great start. I'm gonna put this to the side because we got a lot of rum to get through today.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you wanted to put ice, but I know you don't like putting ice.
So yeah, honestly, so ice calms it down, but it also mutes some of the flavor. So I like just having it neat, give you all the tastings I could possibly give you. If it's of a higher proof, then I'll add a little bit of water. But at 40%, I've been drinking 60% these days, so 40% is okay. All right. So we're gonna move on to the Ron San Miguel Celera 1952.
I'll let you do the honor since it's your bottle.
So we described what it looks like. Wood on the top here. Let me see how this pops on the mic.
Ooh, that's a good pop. That's a good pop.
Yeah, I'm surprised how it had a deep pop when there's like the bottle is almost full, but it's pretty good. The cork is plastic, plastic or rubber on the actual cork, but there's
like the new trend in the rum industry too.
Everyone wants to put cork on it, but and most people just do the plastic ones, which it's cheaper, but you still get the same look. There's also the composite, which is where it's cork chippings that's kind of glued together, which is honestly to me the best because it gives you a cork look without having the downfall of an actual cork that if it stays dry, it breaks down, and then,
which is the worst. That's the worst.
Then you just got a broken cork that you got to put a stopper that just doesn't match the bottle on or some silliness like that. So, all right, let's pour it up.
So basically, after today, you're an unofficial Ecuadorian.
I'm hoping
or official Ecuadorian.
I'm hoping to get
I'm adopting you.
All right, so we got second rum coming up.
That smells amazing.
All right, the next Ecuadorian, another San Miguel rum. This is supposed to be the top of the line. Looking at the color, it's a bit more. I would say this one gets a bit more to that amber color compared to the second.
Smidge. No.
Yeah, it's a little bit darker. It's a little deeper in the gold, and it's getting to the amber. That's kind of what it is, right? So I'm gonna wait on the legs. The legs are developing, and the legs are moving pretty slow down the side of the bottle. So definitely way older than the previous rum. I would say this is moving at least on average like 12 to 15 year old. So this is good quality rum right here. They don't tell you how much it is, but the legs really give you an estimate of the age and also the estimate of the body, the amount of oils and other components in the rum itself, right? So thick, defined, slow moving legs, good quality. This is definitely more than a 12-year on average on the rum. I wish more companies would tell us what the blend is and what's in there. You guys, I'm going to tag this company in when I post on Instagram. You guys tell me the information. I want to post it out. I'm going to put posts and stuff on my posts. And, Nia's going to do the same thing.
For sure.
Definitely just going to be a Nia's page, My Rum Diaries, right? So, as you can see from the background, it's all going to be on Nia's page. But definitely, I also post on my Instagram, Ready Set Rum. I'm going to give you whatever information we could gather from the distiller themselves. So, legs crazy thick. Like, this thing is barely moving. All right. So, let's get to the nose. It's more woody.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely getting more oak, getting a more vanilla.
I definitely get the vanilla on this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's way more. You get it a lot.
And a lot of oakiness.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a burn on the nose for the
a little
alcohol.
burn on the nose. Definitely. It's good. Good so far. All right. Talk about the legs. Talk about the color. We got the nose. Let's get into the tasting. 1 second. I need to clear my palate from the first rum. It's a unique flavor there. I got some wood in the back end. I got some bitterness in the back end. So the wood definitely showing up a lot more. Definitely along the lines of a rum that's over 12 years.
And it's very smooth. No burn.
Yeah.
No burn at all.
Very smooth. Very much a premium rum.
And I get vanilla notes on the palate too. So I'm really liking this rum. You know me, I love vanilla.
There's a lot of uniqueness there. I'm liking it a lot. It's dry. No sugar added. Not that I could perceive any sugar on this at all. It's not as sweet. Not as sweet at all. It's not as sweet as the 7.
Yeah, the 7 was very sweet.
Oh, yeah, the 7 hit you with some sugar on the front, some sugar, some honey.
So I wonder if they add anything. It didn't, sadly, again, it didn't say anything on the website.
It did not give you much on the website. They don't tell you much. Honestly, I hate when rum companies do this. When you have a brand, you have a product, you're selling your product, right? But YouTubers like us, we're like free salesmen.
Right.
We are free salesmen to these rum companies, and we have to go online and look it up. And a lot of times, trying to reach out to the companies to ask questions, you don't get much back, or they just don't have anything on the website. Like, it would be easy for them to just
write to them.
clear.
I feel like maybe if I write to them and I say, hey, we just posted this video, could we get some extra info?
Yeah.
I'll put some stuff on the description down below, so make sure you check that out. I'll put their website. Sadly, it doesn't translate in English.
It did something. It tried. Google tried.
But even though I know Spanish, this one had barely any information. They both had the same notes on the palate, notes on the nose.
Yeah, it's very, sadly, it's very hard to get information out of some companies. Some companies don't really focus on the internet side. They just focus on promoting within the country, Like,
so they must be doing good since they don't want to release any information.
Exactly. Just don't care, So honestly, it happens sometimes. Sometimes companies are like that. They don't pay attention to the online, at least the website portion of it. Like funny enough, like they would have Instagram page. The Instagram page would be updated regularly.
Yeah. But
the website wouldn't be, And that's just how some companies are. They don't focus on it. I could understand why they don't get that much traffic. Other than people like us would look on the website.
Exactly.
But most people just like check them on social media, check them on Facebook, that kind of stuff. Yeah. That's where you get the most interaction.
Follow them and then just buy the rum and try it.
Exactly. So sadly, they don't care about, us free advertisers of the rum of the rum industry, right? AKA YouTubers. But definitely, this is a good quality rum. Good woody notes. Pretty, honestly, I feel like the 7 was more exciting than this one. This just seems more like
I agree. Like a more standard.
Yeah, it's just like a more standard premium rum. Like, it's premium. The tasting notes are good. But it doesn't wow or pop,
I agree.
It doesn't wow or pop. So to me, it's more like the standard rum, you sit and you just put a big rock in there in your whiskey glass.
Call it a day.
And you just sip and you know, just enjoy it. I feel like, all right, I just got some honey notes. I feel like it's just this with a bit more time. When I just tasted it again, I just got a similar sweetness, but then I got a bitterness accompanying it. And a lot of times that's just when you get more aged.
But bitterness, where are you getting it?
On the front end.
On the front end?
Yeah, as I tasted a minute ago, the last taste I had, it was sweet and bitter at the same time.
This one?
No, this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So this one will be what? The Celera Añejo, and this is, what's it called? Extra Añejo? Well, the naming is terrible. Extra
The
Añejo.
naming is very confusing.
Yeah, because
Extra Añejo is usually more aged.
Right, so Extra Añejo, and then they go...
But this is 7 years.
And then they go Celera 1952 Añejo. All right.
But see, this is where labeling gets confusing, because I even asked him, I was like, wait, is this from 1952? He's like, no, the company
exactly. So
was established in 1952.
All right, so this one's the full name is Ron Miguel Celera 1952 Añejo Gran Reserva Especial. So maybe they should put the Gran Reserva Especial a bit bigger, that we focus on that and just consider that the name.
Yeah, because then you put on
if you
this
call it
one,
Añejo,
Extra Añejo.
Extra Añejo, so then you would think that one's the more premium one. All right, so name is kind of confusing. So let's focus on the minor name, which is the Gran Reserva, right? So the Gran Reserva,
yes,
which is the older one, right? It had bitterness and sweetness on the front, then the wood on the back end. Couldn't really decipher any kind of fruits on it. Little vanilla, but nothing much compared to the 7. So the 7 to me is a little bit smoother. And the funny thing is that a lot of times in rum, the older is the more expensive, right? Because that's, you lose money holding something longer, so therefore the older one is usually more costly. But presently tasting the two of them, I'm a bit more excited for the Extra Añejo with the 7. I'm a bit more excited for that one. It just had a bit more pop of just sweet fruit on the front end.
Yeah.
So I liked it. So do you want to move on to number 3?
Let's do it.
All right, moving on to number 3.
Here, I'm gonna clean my glass.
And then I want to clean my palette. Let's spend a minute just to observe the beautiful presentation of Zhumir, right? So this is the Ranzomere Bicentennial Celera 18 year, right? So that's the box right there on the top, right? That's how it looks. It has the Zhumir symbol, the logo, and then there's also a seal on the top here, right? That has not been broken. And then on the bottom, has a bit more just flat pattern there, but honestly it's just it
but even the box is really cool. It has like some 3D elements to it.
The box is really cool. There's almost like sugar cane standing side by side. You can see like the stalks and the joints,
some filigree.
Yeah, there's what's filigree?
Oh, like this plant right here? Like the little leaves or little
okay. I don't know, is that like a special, is that like the plant of Ecuador or something? I don't know.
I don't think so. Maybe.
All right. So the whole side here is in Spanish, right? So we should have really prepared and translated this.
Yes.
Or we're just gonna assume everyone that's gonna be watching this section could speak Spanish.
No, I can translate it for you if you want.
All right. If you could just give a little rundown of what the box is presenting to everyone when you buy it. You know, for the non-Spanish speakers, I'm sorry, it's all in Spanish. But we cannot have Nia in our house all the time translating for us. But she'll do her best to do it at this point in time.
I love it. So it just tells a little bit about the history of the company at first. Apparently it's made in the province of Azuay, which is like a province in Ecuador.
Right.
That they have a long history since the second half of the 19th century. Let me see if it says something. No, it's literally just history of the company.
Oh, okay. Does it say the height, the elevation at which they produce at?
Oh, that I know. Okay. They're all at 2,800 meters.
2,500? This says 2,538 meters.
Oh yeah, 2,500.
So is that company around the same area? Because I know all companies in Ecuador have a boast of. I think like most Central American countries, their rums, they always boast about the height.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, hey, I'm like 2,000 meters. No, I'm like 3,000 meters, right? I'm doing this thing in outer space. Everyone's kind of just boasting about how high they are above the sea. I think it's like a South American thing or something. It's like, hey, I got the tallest mountains around here.
I think it's because it changes everything. It changes the food. It changes, I'm assuming it changes the spirits too when they're processed.
Correct.
I think that's why they're so big into it.
I gotcha. I can understand that because honestly, when you go to different...
Just like the Caribbean, you know how they say that when it hits the elements of the Caribbean and the heat of the Caribbean, everything process is different.
Yeah, element that adds to their rums. You know, that's their whole spiel. Like, you know, the beach is right behind us.
Which makes sense. I love it.
So, you know, I think I could understand that. So everyone has to have something that's natural to them that they could explain to the customer what makes them special. And in Ecuador, it's so tall that everyone's like, all right, this one's like 2,538
And I wonder
meters.
because of the height, if especially being a Celera system, if the height, because you get less oxygenation, if it changes the way spirits precipitate.
Oh, okay.
As far as like the angel share, maybe.
So I was thinking because
That's what I was
up in the
thinking.
heights you get cooler, you get a cooler air.
Yeah.
Right? You get a cooler air, cooler temperature. So maybe you get less angel share. And also because you get less angel share, you also get a less aggressive extraction of the wood.
So actually this rum says that they have their own plantation of sugarcane as well.
Right.
So that's really interesting.
But did they say the height? They didn't say? They wouldn't claim
no
the height?
height.
So maybe this one was a lower height because I know once you're in Ecuador, you have to boast about how high you are.
But Aswai is not, I don't think it's in the, here, let me
It's not in
Google.
the hills?
Yeah, let me Google it
All
real
right.
quick.
So Celera, it does say French oak barrels, which is going to add a different flavor. French oak. I'm thinking like cognac flavored stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's going to change it in any way, right? But while she's looking up, I'm just going to pop the tag on this. I should have brought a
Ooh,
knife
I'm excited.
because this thing needs to be like cut open. Could I peel it open? Let's see. All right, this bottle is finally going to come out of its box.
Okay, so this is in Cuenca, which is not as the altitude of these two.
Right, so it's lower.
It's lower.
All right, so maybe that's why they didn't boast about
But
how high they are.
this region, believe it or not, it was literally just named. So Ecuador's been named multiple times one of the best places to retire. And most Americans go and retire in Cuenca where this rum is made from.
Okay, so they didn't produce it for the locals. They produced it for, you know, the Americans who want to go retire. All right, but definitely presentation-wise, this box is great. Like I've never seen this where you just cut out the whole thing and just have the bottle floating in there. It really gives it a good luxury
Not true.
feel.
The Clement bottle,
Okay, so the Clement the Clement also was cool because it had,
which I'll put the card up above so you can see our last review of that amazing rum.
yeah, that was really cool. And so the Clement had like, the Clement was funny because it was using like a stiffer cardboard, like similar to a cardboard box. It was really fancy, and pretty much you took out the bottle and it kind of just stood there by itself, right? This is different because it's actually like a regular box
But
they
with a cutout.
Yeah, they did a cutout for, you know,
And
that
the
you could see
Clement
through
had
it.
a little handle, so
Yeah.
if you wanted to carry it around, you could do that, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was it was really cool. It was like that bottle kind of, or the box presentation really made you feel like they were like the poster child for like recycling or something.
That is true.
Yeah, it really just gave you that vibe.
That is true.
It was like, you know, nice, hippie, you know, I don't waste anything kind of guy. I reconstructed this cardboard box into my rum carrying case. That's kind of vibe it gave me.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
It was pretty cool. All right, but for this one, the Zhumir, looking at it, it has a nice dark wood on the front, on the top, on the cap of it. You see the seal is still on. It has a leather tie here with the Zhumir symbol on it. Really nice, like good. It feels like good leather too. So really doing a lot on the presentation. They have a wax seal on the front. Very, I don't know. To me, I like it. It looks different. The wood,
and
the leather.
the glass is like textured
Yeah,
too, which is
correct.
so unique.
Yeah, it is. They spend some money on the glass, right? So I know some companies, so some of these independent bottlers are like, oh yeah, they don't want to spend much money on the bottle presentation. But if you're gonna charge me money for a bottle, I would also like a nice bottle, right? And this definitely, on the bottle presentation alone, on the packaging alone, I would give this to anyone. I love gifting rums. Anyone who know me, anyone who have gotten a gift from me recently, I'm sure it was a rum, right? I don't have to wonder about it. I always try to give people good tasting rums. I'm a rum reviewer. Why not give people, I can't give people engineering, right? So I could only give them rum. So
and really good rums, by the way.
definitely I try to give people good rum. So presentation wise, I like it. And you? It's good stuff?
Yeah, that's a really nice bottle. And
It is.
here on the side, it's actually signed by the master.
Blender?
Well, I don't know if this is I guess, yeah, the master blender. It has his signature, which I've never seen here on the little side, which is
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Usually the
Maestro
numbering, it could be Joe Schmo, but
Yeah.
signed from the master blender. I love that.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. That's
And
really
this
nice.
one, because it's Celera, we're assuming that the max years is 18.
Correct. Right. And so, yeah, Bicentennial Ranzomere. And it also has the bottle number. I did not recognize this. I have bottle 278. So, quite
Lucky
early.
number.
Yeah. Yeah.
278.
278. So, I'm pretty hip. I'm pretty new, right? So, I guess this is definitely, well, I got it like 2 years ago. So maybe someone has 1,000, bottle number 1,000 and something out there. So I'm pretty early on the trend of getting this bottle. One of my coworkers, he ordered directly from the supplier in the country. I think once you get there, you just got to figure out how to get it, right? I honestly can't tell you how, because someone else did it. But definitely, he seemed like it was easy. He just said like he called the lady up, he put in the order, and they delivered it to him like 2 hours later.
I'm sure they will. I haven't tried to, like, every time I go, it's just more like I go to the airport, and then at the airport I try to get like smuggle some Havana clubs that I love so much.
So definitely don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My Rum Diaries and Ready, Set, Rum. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's break the seal. And all Ecuadorian rums have the seal on it, right?
Yes.
All right. So when you buy rums from Ecuador, there's a seal there. Ensure you don't have anything, funny. And there's even like QR codes on the top.
QR code.
Which is like, they're crazy about keeping this stuff safe. Let me take off my little leather. I don't know what you call this thing.
Don't lose that. Don't lose that.
Definitely.
But it's beautiful.
Pop had a nice pop on it. I like that. All right, so again, wood on the top, plastic cork on the seal. So let's get into bottle number 3.
I love when they use wax seals on stuff.
Wax seals is also very good.
It's my favorite.
I like wax seals.
Like these, like even the little like decorations on the bottles, like wax dippings.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
Like
I love that too.
The Santa Teresa.
Like the Santa Teresa or like Maker's Mark, they do hand dipped wax. But even like these little elements, that's a lot of.
It's a lot to the presentation.
Because that means somebody's hand making this or putting it on the bottle.
There and stamp everyone. Look at the color on this one.
Kind of. I feel like it's a little bit lighter than this one, than the last one.
Is it? I felt like it looks more rusty. Like it's a more
like a muted gold.
Yeah. It's like it's dark, but it's muted. It's not like shiny bright.
Yeah, it's like a muted gold.
It's not really amber either. And on the legs are moving crazy slow on this one. Crazy slow. So definitely, wow. It's slow. It's really slow. I got like 1 leg so far, maybe 2. All right, so definitely good body on this one.
And I love when I see that slow drip where I'm like, oh, that's going to linger on my palate.
Exactly.
I'm going to get to enjoy this. It's going to be like an experience on my taste buds.
Definitely. That's like every time I see the legs, I'm like,
I get excited, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Like little chills on my arms.
All right, let's get to the nose. Honestly, that nose kind of remind me of, give me a kind of Jamaican vibe there. Very different from the San Miguel. The Zhumir is very different.
It smells like the nose is very like
bit
a
more
premium, like
yeah,
a
it gives
premium
me-
rum.
I got more fruit. I'm getting more of a prune, a bit more of those deep, you
A little bit of a pear.
Yeah.
Pear.
All right, you're calling out some good fruits. I like that. All right.
To me, it smells like pears.
So I'm
A
getting
little
more
bit of
deep fruit,
oakiness,
but
too.
I'm getting a little, I'm getting a little oakiness, a little bit. You know, you said pear. I was thinking kind of more. Is it apricot? I'm getting some sort of odd fruit that I don't usually take. I don't really usually eat.
Could be apricots too.
But definitely a bit more flavor on the nose compared to the San Miguel's.
For sure.
All right, so
Yeah, this was kind of disappointing, to be honest.
yeah, honestly, I think that sometimes what happens, oak reduces and mutes things.
Yeah.
When the older you get, the oak shines through more as some of the younger stuff goes away. Like, so Danny of Rum Collections, early on, Danny just saw my channel. I always shout out Danny. He's a great guy.
Which
Danny-
you have to follow him on IG.
Follow him on
The
IG,
amount
Rum
of rums
Collections.
this man gets is insane. I'll put his
I don't
IG
know.
below.
I think like Danny's house is probably just all rums everywhere, and then he just clears a spot on the table to take pictures.
And that's
because
it.
He like literally like every week
Every day.
he's
It feels like every
posting
day.
a new rum, and then like he's posted like 3 bottles of them. I'm like, why did you buy 3? How did you buy 3? It was 3 necessary. These rums are like $100 bottles. They're like old bottles, like crazy amounts of rums that he collects. He just loves collecting rums, and he's always like he'll see something like, hey Jamie, could you get this? Especially stuff from Jamaica. He's crazy how much he has. So definitely follow if you want like unique rums from all over the world, Colombia, Cuba, anywhere.
It's crazy.
Danny, 9 out of 10 times he would have it, especially rare stuff, especially the limited edition stuff. So
I don't know how he gets it. I don't know how.
Follow Rum Collections. So sometimes, honestly, yes, I could see where there's a value. There's definitely a value in the older rums because the manufacturer literally loses rum the longer it stays on the shelf. All right, but then again, there's also a benefit to just the taste. All right. So in this case, traditionally, people the older the rum, the more expensive it is. Like if you go to Appleton, the 21-year rum is $150. Right? So it's 21 years.
Right.
The 15-year is $65. Honestly, for me, I enjoy the 15-year more than 21-year. I have both of them, but I'd rather buy 2 15-year before I buy another 21, because it's just, the palate is just to my liking. So sometimes, definitely older rum, you sell it for more money because that's just how the economics work.
Right.
But sometimes your favorite just might be the 7-year, and
Right.
that might just be the rum for you. So, I understand. Like, yeah, the older one was just, to me, the older one gave me more of a, the older San Miguel gave me more of a vibe of sitting in my whiskey glass, just letting the breeze blow by. It gave me that vibe. Whilst the 7 gave me more like, this is a good drink. Like, I might be just drinking.
So if you're a bourbon or a whiskey guy,
Yeah.
you want some samples of this, I also have a bottle of this. I'd be happy to share this so you can try this out. I know a lot of you are neat drinkers. This would be a great neat rum.
That's definitely a neat rum. It definitely that's what it is. So that's the thing. Like, sometimes it was, to me, it does lend a little bit on the boring side, but
it doesn't take away from it being a good rum.
From being a good
yeah,
rum. Correct.
I agree.
So back to the Zhumir Bicentennial 18 Celera or Celera 18. We went through the nose. Let's get to the tasting. Nia's ahead of me. She's just like, why is Jamie nosing again?
I did not expect that palate.
Kind of expected it. Very fruity. Incredibly fruity. Bitter. Chocolate. Toffee.
So smooth.
Smooth.
No burn.
Intense on the fruitiness. Like, it's almost like, like muddled raisins. Raisins, prune kind of flavor.
Like dry fruits.
Yeah, dry fruits. A lot of dry fruits on this. And it is a lot. Compare, like honestly, the 7, the San Miguel 7, extra añejo was fruity. This is more intense on the fruitiness. Not as woody as the San Miguel Grand Reserva.
I get a little bit of smokiness on the end.
Yeah, a little smokiness.
Like on the top palate, on the back.
But
at the end.
Not any, barely any woodiness.
Yeah.
You know, so honestly, on the woody scale, I think it would be kind of more like this. On woody scale, it goes up that way. On the fruity scale,
more like this.
Yeah, it's kind of like I think like this is more fruity, so maybe like, oh, I'm going the wrong way again.
Yeah, so like this.
It's like this. Yeah. So on the fruity scale that way, right? So fruity scale, we got the Celera Grand Reserva, we got the San Miguel 7, and then we got the Bicentennial on the fruitiness, right? So intense fruitiness.
And no burn.
Very surprising.
I was expecting a little bit more of a burn with this one.
Yeah. I don't think I was expecting a burn, because it did say it was up to 18 years. And most companies, when they say up to 18 years, they're not going to give you like on age
it's
to
40
18.
Too. Okay, it's 40.
What, the percentage? Yeah. Yeah, they're all 40 years.
I thought this one was a little bit more. No. I thought it was more on the 60. But French oak barrels.
Maybe the front, is it like I'm trying to figure out like what? Well, one is a whole different company, whole different location, whole different estate, right? So you can't expect a progression in flavor for this one. So, but their flavor profile, honestly, they make me want to try their cheaper rum to kind of compare and see if what am I saying? I'm trying to think. Sometimes like for this one, we saw a progression in the San Miguel's. We saw a progression from the 7 to this one, right? So would we expect a progression between like their gold, the oro, to this one, or you think it's gonna be just different? Do you want to add another rum to this rum review? Because we do have another rum.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So improvising. As always, Zhumir, with the last minute comparisons.
You know, I always try to stay prepared. So I also have, so this one, right? This is the Ranzomere. This is 6 years, right? Which would kind of be similar to the 7, right? So we didn't plan on doing this. We didn't plan to go so heavy on the rums. We didn't plan to just open everything, right? But you never want to have a rum review that's incomplete. So now we're gonna go up and add one more rum to this rum review. Do I have any more glasses? All right, I do have another glass. All right, we're all gonna start with new glasses, right?
Oh, okay.
So I got 2 more glasses. Didn't recognize I brought so many.
I just washed mine, but I'll take yours.
So no, I take this one, this Luger one, so I will know whatever glass came from where.
Oh, nice.
And we have the Ranzomere Celexion de la Cava. What does de la Cava mean?
Cava is where you typically hold your wines.
Okay, so
which is interesting, because I guess if you're a rum lover, you could hold it in a cava.
I don't know. They got some awards here. Ingredients should just be alcohol, right? All right, what did they send back there?
Water, alcohol.
Like coloring?
Rum extrañejo. It doesn't seem like it. Okay. Oh yeah, caramel coloring.
Oh, okay, so they added caramel color to this one, but it is 6 years old. Probably 6 years Celera. Most, as we said before, most if not everything is Celera.
And honestly, I don't know if this is awards or just like, because it says like one of them, it just says made in Ecuador. The other one says superior quality aged rum. The next one says tasting competition rum, but that doesn't mean award-winning rum.
Exactly. They're just throwing on just names and random things on the bottom.
But it does say that it's processed in American oak,
right, and
sugar cane.
Okay, so this one is, you know, the cheaper bottle. I think I paid for like $6 for this, right? So you pay like 20 for that. This is $6. All right, literally.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think I paid like $7 for one, $6 the other one, or some ridiculous number. Like I'm pretty sure the 2 bottles I had did not cross $20. I don't think even crossed $15. All right, so we're gonna twist cap. So this is definitely on the cheaper end. We're talking about a straight twist cap on this one, right? So, whew, I don't know what that smell is. That's different. And this is
Did it singe your nose hairs?
Did not singe my nose hair.
Okay.
I'm thinking like, did we pull the wrong one? What we got here? Okay.
Oh, did you want to do the Oro?
Is
Because
Oro
that's what
better?
you were talking. I don't know. You were talking about it.
I was talking about Oro, but then I'm just like, which one's older? All right, now we got too many rums on the table. All Ecuadorian, by the way, right? So we're not venturing to any other country other than slight conversations.
Oh my God, I don't know.
All right, so we're lost. Which one?
Well, I imagine this
This
one's
one's gonna be more?
better.
All right, so-
Because this is like selection of like Celexion de Cava. So it means like somebody went and picked the barrels, is
All
what I'm
right.
assuming.
Oh, okay. All right, so we're gonna go with that.
Do you want me to go on their website and maybe just see?
No, let's go to town. Let's go to town on this one. All right.
He's
So-
like, I'm Ecuadorian now, so I'm gonna go
Yeah. So
ham on the Ecuadorian rums.
this one honestly is, I think it should be just cheaper mixing rum. It's only at 34%, which is not typical for rums.
Yeah, that's very low.
Very low, right? I don't think it would pass as rum in most European countries, because I'm pretty sure the rule in Europe is like 37% or something like that, right? Every country, not every country, but a lot of countries, especially European countries, love putting rules on alcohol. So that's just their thing, like whiskey, Scotch whiskey, you know, that kind of thing. So they're starting to apply rules to rum like crazy right now. So right now in Europe, you cannot have a rum with more than 20 grams of sugar per liter. That is just like a big no-no, because it's Europe and they like putting rules on things, right? I thought the rule should have been, hey, just state exactly what's in the rum, so I know that the rum has sugar and how much sugar it has.
And I'll choose if I drink it or
Yeah,
not.
if I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, I don't
Yeah.
like it. But apparently Europe now, some things just aren't considered rums if you have more than 20%.
Okay.
So some rum companies are lowering their rum, their sugar content to kind of comply to that. Also, their percentage, I think it has to be at 37%. This is 34, so it's definitely not a rum. It would not be considered a rum in
It's a
Europe.
rebel rum. I
Yeah.
like it.
It's
I like
a
it.
rebel rum. So definitely cheaper mixing
So
rum.
light.
Pretty sure I paid like $7 or something for this thing. It's light.
On the table, it looked like a rose gold.
Yeah, so it's like it's dark bottles. The bottles themselves are darker, so you know it kind of
hides the
fools
color.
you. It hides the color. But this is definitely giving me mixing rum vibes. The legs are honestly funny. The legs are running pretty quickly, but they
Yeah,
still
look at
kind
all
of
the
thick.
beading.
Yeah, it's pretty
Which
thick.
Jamie taught me. Yeah.
So I'm like, is it real legs or is this just like adding sugar? Like, what's going on with this thing? All right,
Well, we know they add coloring.
they
for
did
sure.
add coloring. So let's get a taste. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you for sharing all this Ecuadorian rum.
Definitely, it's
You little
it's a pleasure.
Ecuadorian, you.
Exactly. It's just
I
gonna
did-
learn a
he
little bit
didn't
of
even
Spanish, and
know.
I'm gonna go down there and be like, yeah.
Mi casa es su casa, legit.
See. How is it?
It's not bad, but definitely a mixing rum.
Mixing rum. All right, let me taste it.
But the nose is very sweet.
Yeah, it honestly it's the low proof. It really doesn't have that much flavor on it. It just tastes, honestly, for someone like me who sips rum all the time, 34 really, no, I hear
It's like water for you.
it's funny, you know, it honestly is like juice,
Okay. You're like grape juice.
because
It looks like grape juice.
It looks like grape juice. It does have a kind of grape, not grape, sorry, but a grapefruit flavor. It has that slight grapefruit flavor on it. It has a slight fruitiness to it. No burn, obviously at 34%. Pretty easy to sip. Bitter lingering flavor.
You know what's really surprised me of all these rums? That they have a bitterness to them.
Yeah. And honestly, there's a lot of rums that have bitterness to them. But it's all in the process itself. Somewhere in the process, just how you take off the rum off the still, based on how your fermentation is, certain things come up.
But
And
it's not bad. It's just like
not like
a nice-
crazy bitterness.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like there's
It's
a
like
slight bitter finish.
bitterness.
Correct.
And this one, now that I'm trying it a little bit more, I can see where you get that grapefruitiness to it.
Some grapefruit there, slight vanilla. Honestly, It's not something I would
For
sip.
$6.
But literally, yeah, this is like $6. Like literally, like every time I would talk to my coworker, I think somewhere along the line he was in Ecuador. I think during the pandemic he was in Ecuador for a while, working remotely. He'd be like, "Hey, Jamie, they got this. Do you want it? Yeah. How much?" He's like, "How much is it? Like $6."
You're like,
$9.
of course.
Like the numbers are really low. Like legit, these two bottles here, I think they probably cost me like $15 or something for the two.
That is crazy.
It was crazy cheap. So I was gonna say no. Like it's almost like free rum at that point.
Yeah.
Right?
Basically.
So definitely it's decent. It's a mixing rum, but it's not a burning mixing rum. It's not a
No, it's very low.
It's not a terrible taste. It's just
it's not.
Yeah, like
for
honestly,
$6,
like for me,
Jesus.
I would have this with some Sprite or something. You know, regular
ginger ale.
Yeah, ginger ale, Sprite, whatever. Just add some alcohol. I'm sipping. You know, having dinner, having lunch, whatever it is.
Or
you know,
like I do
Super
the
Bowl,
express
whatever.
pina coladas with that. There's this like ice. They make this pineapple coconut.
ice.
Yeah, ice. It's like it has
Is that the slushy
carbonation.
thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it's like it has carbonation and
Yeah.
it has 0 sugars and carbs. It's a good mixing.
Right.
But it has like a pineapple coconut to it, so I call it like an express pina colada.
Oh, I gotcha.
Because I'll put like a mixing rum in it and have that because it has 0 calories.
I love when they have like I'll buy like cans of mojito mix or something. Like honestly, like, so when I early in my rum journey, I was really into making cocktails. Like anytime I go to any of my family events, I'll be like the guy behind the bar.
Okay.
Whatever they got, all right, I'm making a cocktail out of this. You know, my bitters, my shaking stuff, whatever. I'll always be the guy behind the bar. And the more I got into rums, I don't even make cocktails anymore. I'm
Yeah.
just so lazy when it comes to making cocktails. I would just be like old fashioned, or I'd have like just literally like a can of soda or something and just mix it in. And now I'll buy like mojito mix. It's like,
So I'll have to share that one with you because it's actually really, really tasty.
oh, okay.
And with a mixing rum, it tastes like a pina colada to me.
Got it,
Well,
got
an
it.
express pina colada.
Yeah.
This is very good.
So we had the cheap rum, had the more expensive rum. Oh, all right. So I just sipped the Bicentennial from Zhumir again, and it just reminded me of the Rondel Berrito, the 4-star. No lie.
Which is one of your favorites.
Again, yeah, that's another one of my favorites. From that company, they have the 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. The 4-star to me is my favorite just because it just tasted great. It was the best tasting one out of the lineup. It was very fruity. I love fruitiness, and what they do in their blend is that in the fermentation process and stuff, they have model fruits in their ferment, like natural fruits that are on the island. They don't import anything. So what's on the island, they steep their ferment in that before the aging process, before the actual distillation process and stuff like that. So they have a more, and then they age their rum in sherry cask. So you get the model fruits
And
in
the
ferment
sherry cask.
and the sherry cask. I love sherry cask. You could send me anything sherry cask.
Yeah, me sherry cask
You
and
know?
Porto.
So, and this is French cask on this.
Yeah,
this
they're
summer,
like,
right.
we're assuming cognac-ish.
Where's your glass? You need to get some more of the Zhumir.
Well, I put it to the side because I was going to reuse it, so I can retry that.
Oh, okay. I don't know. All right. So that's how I feel about it. This one to me, really good. The Zhumir Bicentennial.
Yeah, that was very good.
I think it might be my favorite.
I agree.
Yeah.
But
So-
for the price point, if you're on the budget,
All right, on the price point, definitely $20. Get this one.
that is so good. I'm
It was
so impressed.
really good. Nice and fruity. And then if you're not on a budget and for premium rum, I'll go with this one. Like it's good. I like
But a
it.
premium rum at $40. maybe.
Yeah.
$50? That's not bad.
I would pay for that 52.
Right?
I'm not honestly like I haven't regretted buying any
Plus,
of
look
my
at how
Ecuadorian
gorgeous
rum.
this
Yeah,
with the bottle would
presentation is
look
crazy.
on your shelves
Yeah.
behind you. If you follow him, definitely you could see this. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's been on my shelf. I think it was part of like a ton of my videos. I had
so
it on my
much
shelf.
fun.
Like,
Yeah.
so
Very unique.
the shelves behind me, my bottom shelf, my lowest shelf, I rotate the rums on there a lot. Just because I like to just show you guys what I have. You know,
Yeah, and I'm sure those are your accessible rooms, so you're going through them a lot faster.
no, honestly, no. Those are just for presentation. I rarely ever touch those.
Oh, okay.
My accessible rooms are below. I pull the door.
Oh, even
and
quicker.
I just pull it and just grab whatever is closest in my reach. It's like, oh, I'm drinking this today. You know, it's always fun to just, you know, go through the different rums from different places. But definitely. I did not regret buying any of these Ecuadorian rums. So I don't know if they're in the US, but if you're ever in Ecuador,
that makes me very, very proud.
make sure and stock up. Yeah,
Sounds good.
It is. It's definitely good. All right,
So it's Ecuadorian rums that are Jami from Ready Set Rum approved.
correct. And so you always say, you know, would you add it to your treasure chest? All right. So, which one of these rums do you think is like a treasure chest kind of
Oh
rum?
my god. Okay, if any of these are treasure chest approved, it's gonna be hard. So, by the way, for the first time ever, when I have a collab, I brought the treasure chest so everybody could see it behind us. It's gonna be hard because
Your treasure chest only has like what, 5 spots?
4 spots.
4 spots.
I need to upgrade.
Maybe like
too
a
hard,
10
it's too
spot.
hard. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like you have a 4-spot treasure chest. Like
I know. But I
Yo.
have a very small house, so
you're full from day one, right?
But honestly, I don't think any of these are treasure chest approved.
Oh, okay, all right.
I have to be honest. Yeah.
But that's okay.
Because that means I have to remove something
Exactly.
in my current treasure chest, which I'm not.
Exactly.
But
So you have at least 4 rums above these rums here.
for sure.
All right.
But I'm gonna share with you my latest and greatest addition to my treasure chest.
Mm-hmm.
I brought you a little sample of the Chainbridge Distillery Sour Cherry Spiced Rum. I'm gonna
Thank
put
you.
the card up above this gorgeous distillery in Oakland Park. You guys have to check this out.
Is that like, what, 10 minutes from where we are right now?
I'm gonna drag Jami with me.
All
He's
right.
gonna love it.
Yeah.
Especially now that he said, "Oh, I love fresh fruits in your rum." They don't add sugars.
Yeah.
They don't add coloring, but they add fresh fruit. It's a family-owned and ran business, and they do everything by hand. So this is sour cherries, not flavoring. They grab pallets and pallets of sour cherries and infuse it into the rum, which I
that's
think you're
crazy.
gonna love.
That's crazy. That's
So
nice. That's cool.
Whenever I can steal you and your wife away to do like a little tour and go
Yeah.
check out the distillery, but I definitely wanted you to try this rum.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you
My
very
latest
much.
addition to the treasure chest.
All right. That sounds good. And they're really close by to us, so we're definitely going to check them out soon.
So make sure you subscribe. We will do a tour together, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, let's
that sounds
do
like
it.
good. So we should definitely do a tour together.
So subscribe. Thank you so much again for coming. You're a wealth of knowledge and inspiration as always.
I'm always happy to do it. So
Look at this. This is crazy.
we have a good lineup here. But one thing.
This is amazing.
So normally, what I always like to do is like must buy, must try, must
okay,
have.
I like that.
So honestly, you definitely want to try all of these. On the buy side, honestly, I want to buy all of them. Like I have already bought all of them, right?
But if
honestly,
you
like,
didn't?
What if you didn't? Honestly,
Okay.
like they're all good rums. Like every one of them we enjoy. Like
I
it was,
agree.
None of them that was like it was too hard,
Even
too
the
burny,
$6 one.
like $6, and we're still like we could drink another one.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree.
And definitely for the must buys, definitely
The 2 middle
these
ones.
two right here are must buys. I love fruitiness. They had great fruit profiles, great balance. Excuse me, great legs, Especially this one, legs was crazy. And honestly, like typically, most Latin rums I've had, the legs haven't been that crazy. Like the Cuban rum had a pretty good leg on it. I had the what's that called? Maestro Celexion de Maestros. Celexion de Maestros.
Yes.
That's what I got. Sorry, from Cuba.
Which
so
she smuggled recently.
yeah, you know, you gotta find ways to get what you need.
I got that one too. It was good, but
Yeah.
I wasn't like crazy impressed. So this is a long one, guys.
The long one.
But
Must buy everything. Must have these two here. Definitely I could see myself going through a couple bottles of those and still, you know, still just enjoying
If you
them.
like complex flavorings, this is a good mixing and
Sipping.
neat
Yeah,
rum.
you can
This,
sip it.
don't mix it, please.
Yeah, it's good.
Don't
It's really
mix
good.
it. It's such a good rum.
It's really good. And presentation's amazing. It's numbered bottling. You know, I have 278. So, you know, it really makes you feel like it's a really good collectible. You know, with all the
Like,
additions
look at this
that
box.
they give you.
Just the box alone sitting
Yeah.
there on your counter is what I always think about.
Yeah, it's definitely great in the presentation. So, it was a great review. You know,
Thank you so much for being
welcome.
here again. I'm so grateful, and I look forward to the next rum.
definitely we are going to be drinking again soon.
Yes, for
All
sure.
right. All right, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Till next time.